Hey, sports fans, welcome back to another episode of Bucky's Sports Show. Tonight we're going to talk about the Braves road series against the Cubs and their homestand against the Seattle Mariners. We are going to start off talking about their Monday game in Chicago, where they're finishing up a 10-game road trip. First game Monday afternoon, Labor Day. That was a 7-6 Cubs win. It took them 10 innings to get it, but they did, in fact, get it. For the Braves, Strider went 5 innings, 3 runs, 5 hits, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. Not the best performance, not the worst performance. Offensively, the Braves were 5 for 12 with runners in scoring position. They got 6 runs on 10 hits. That's what you're looking for. And really, this game was lost by the bullpen. The Braves were up 5-2 at the end of the 5th inning. And the bullpen just allowed Chicago to keep chipping away at the lead until they lost it in the 10th. Braves got off scoring. Ozzie Albies had an RBI single in the first to make it 1-0. H2 had a 2-run single in the third to make it 3-0. In the fourth, the Cubs added a home run, making it 3-1. In the fifth, H2 again had a 2-run double to make it 5-1. Nacho Alvarez had an RBI double to make it 6-1. In the bottom of the fifth, the Cubs added a run to make it 6-2. So I was wrong there a second ago. The Braves actually had a 6-2 lead after 5 innings. And then the Cubs just kind of started chipping away. Our old friend Dansby Swanson, he drove in a couple of runs to make it 6-4. Then in the 8th, Cubs got a 2-run home run to tie the game. And then in the 10th, they were able to score the ghost runner to give them a 7-6 win. Just not the best performance by the bullpen, specifically Johnson, who gave up the home run. Stratton came in the 6th. You can live with that double there. One of those runs were Strider's. One was Stratton's. So just really, really tough loss here. You take a 6-2 lead, give it to your bullpen. You want to see the bullpen hold on to it, and Braves bullpen just couldn't do that. And Cubs took advantage, and that's why they are a playoff team. They saw the opening, took it, and won the game. Going to Tuesday night, this game was a 4-3 Cubs win. Again, Braves scored 3 runs on 8 hits. Cubs had 4 on 7. And the Cubs scored all 4 of their runs in the 3rd inning. It's just the type of season the Braves are having. Bottom of the 3rd, the Cubs get a 3-run home run and an RBI single, and then that's all they need. Braves were 500 with runners in scoring position again, but it was just 1 for 2. 8 hits, and you only have 2 at bats with runners in scoring position. They got a 2-run home run from Albies and a home run from Eli White. That was their offense. And Joey Wentz pitched. He wasn't great. He went 4 innings, 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, struck out 8. Gave up that massive home run. the bullpen then comes in and does their job on this night. It's just that's the season. That's the season. That's been the season. Wednesday night. This one fared a little better. Braves won this game 5-1. The Cubs actually got things started in scoring in this game, taking a 1-0 lead in the second. But in the seventh, Braves were the ones that scored 4 runs in the inning. And they had to pick up Ha-Seong Kim before Monday's game. And that paid off as Kim hit a 3-run home run in the seventh. And then Nacho Alvarez later added an RBI single. And Albies hit a home run in the eighth. And that is the Braves offense. 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Not awful. 5 runs on 6 hits. You can live with that. Bryce Elder was good. He went 7 innings. Gave up 1 run. It was not earned. 4 hits. Didn't walk anyone. Struck out 6. Really a really nice performance from Elder. And then the bullpen, they came in. Kenley, he threw an inning, struck out 2. Iglesias came in, walked 2. Pretty nice win in Chicago. I talked about last week Braves wanting to play the role of spoiler. Taking 1 out of 3, probably not what they're looking to do in that role of spoiler. But they were able to get 1. They didn't allow a sweep. And then you get Thursday off. Friday night in Atlanta, the Seattle Mariners and the Braves take the opener 4-1. Again, Braves offense wasn't awful. They were 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position. You'd like to see a couple more hits there. 4 runs, 10 hits. You live with it. Braves were able to get a sac fly in the first from Ha-Seong Kim. The Mariners added their run in the 7th on RBI single. And then the Braves scored 3 runs in the 8th. Olson had an RBI single. Albies had a RBI triple. And should be Rookie of the Year Drake Baldwin, he had an RBI single as well. Now this game's unfortunate because Sale comes back. He has another good game. He goes 6 2/3 inning. He gives up 1 run on 4 hits. Didn't walk anyone. Struck out 9. You go to the bullpen. In that 1/3 of an inning, Dylan Lee gives up the run that's charged to Chris Sale. Just really, really unfortunate that they were able to score there and take a win away from Sale. He threw a really nice game. But outside of Dylan Lee's bad 1/3 of an inning, the bullpen did not allow another base runner in this game. Again, just a really, really solid game. And Seattle, they're set in second place in the West. You want to be spoiler. You can start off with a win. Always a good start to the series. Bad things happen the rest of the way here. Mariners on Saturday night got a 10-2 victory. Boy, I'd like to say that's the most runs that they're going to put up this series, but wow. Scoring wise, this one was wild. Braves had 2 runs, 6 hits. They were 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position, which is really a high number when you only get 6 hits there. And then to have no runs in those 6 at bats, you gotta get a couple hits there. You just have to. Mariners got off. Hurston Waldrop got the start again, and he wasn't sharp, but he wasn't awful. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, 2 hits, walked 5, struck out 5. Now, the problem is, one of those hits he gave up was a 2-run home run in the first. That gave Seattle a 2-0 lead. But still, he's sitting on an ERA of 1.33. Pretty solid, especially when you're competing for a starting spot for the following year. Braves, they were able to get a home run from Olson in the 4th to make it 2-1, and H2 had a sac fly in the 6th to make it 2-2. In Seattle, oh my goodness, their bats got hot. They scored 4 runs in the 7th, 3 runs in the 8th, 1 in the 9th. The Braves bullpen allowed 4 home runs. Just an absolute nightmare of a 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. Just awful. The 7th, 8th, and 9th, the Braves bullpen gave up 8 runs on 9 hits, 2 walks, only struck out 3. Again, just an awful showing from the Braves bullpen. I mean, normally in a 10-2 game, it's not really a tight game anywhere throughout. But this was a 2-2 game after 6th inning. After 6th inning, this game was 2-2, and it ends up being 10-2. Awful bullpen that night. I going into Sunday afternoon, I have hardly anything to say about this one. Seattle won this game 18-2. 18-2. Just an absolute nightmare. I do want to put this in perspective, though. As I'm recording this during the 4 o'clock NFL games on Sunday, those 18 runs they scored were better than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 NFL teams. 7 NFL teams had less points in the 1 o'clock games on Sunday than what the Seattle Mariners had runs. Absolutely awful. Joey Wentz, he started. He went 2 1/3 inning, get 8 runs, 8 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. From there, bullpen wasn't a whole lot better. I mean, the Braves pitching staff gave up 18 runs on 20 hits, 3 walks, struck out 7, 5 home runs. And again, Brujan, a shortstop, comes in to pitch in the 9th. Just awful. Looking for a bright spot here, and I don't see one. Jurickson Profar did hit a home run in the 4th, and H2 had a sac fly in the bottom of the 9th. Those are your only 3. I mean, at this point, you might as well start Cal Raleigh, 53 home runs on the year. Incredible year for Mariners catcher. 18-2. Braves were 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Wow, what a nightmare. Thankfully there was football to be watched on this day. A week in review. There's 19 games left. There's 19 games of this bullshit of a season left. That's the only positive in this thing. I don't know what else. There's nothing positive to look at. Drake Baldwin, he didn't have the best week, but he's still the favorite to win the Rookie of the Year. The Cubs do have someone approaching, so it'd be nice to see him finish strong. But my goodness, what an awful week. Last week I talked about playing the role of spoilers, and they had 6 games and they went 2-4. They have 6 more games coming up where they can play spoiler, but they're going to have to do a lot better than they did this week. This was awful. This was not a good week. The Cubs series wasn't that bad, but my goodness, that Seattle series was just a nightmare. Just a nightmare. Wow, but looking ahead to next week, Braves have 6 more home games coming up here in their 9-game homestand that started this weekend against the Mariners. They have the Cubs coming to town, and they have the Astros coming to town. Cubs, they're 7.5 back in the Central, and the Astros are in first place in the AL West. Seattle's only 2.5 back of them. So the Braves will be able to have the opportunity to help Seattle kind of come from behind there against the Astros. So we'll see if they can do that. I'm thinking they probably won't based on this week. But Braves have been so inconsistent. Why not? Looking at the wild card, Giants, Reds, Diamondbacks, all 4 games back of the Mets. That could get a little interesting there. On the American League side, Seattle, they are in the last spot for the AL wild card. Texas is only a game and a half behind. Kansas City 2, Cleveland 2.5, Tampa Bay 4. Some interesting races down the stretch there. Really, this is unfortunate. I'm looking at Texas's schedule here, and you go to the balanced scheduling to try to set up some exciting playoff races, and the Rangers, out of their 19 games left, 18 games left, whatever it is, they have the Brewers, the Mets, the Astros, the Marlins, the Twins, the Guardians. But with that 1.5 game lead on the Mariners, being in the same division as them, man, that would be fun to see a series right there at the end of the year with the playoff spot on the line. Baseball really got the scheduling wrong this year. Really got it wrong this year. With that, though, we'll be back next week to talk about the Braves. Hopefully, they'll have a little bit better of a week than what they had this week. Again, 6 more games to play role of spoiler. They got Cubs. They got Astros. Astros up 2.5 in their division, trying to hang on to that. Can't have another week like this week. This week was, oh my gosh, 18-2. 18-2. If you're like me and you're as tired of the Braves as I am, I do talk about college football. Those episodes come out on Wednesday night. We talk NFL in those as well. Got the Sycamores of Indiana State. I talk about them. They normally come out sometime Monday afternoon, so maybe Monday night. So I am talking other things than just Braves because this sucks. Awful. I'll I'll be back next week. Thankfully, there's not many of these episodes left. Like, comment, subscribe. Have anything you want me to discuss? Let me know. BuckySportsShow@gmail.com. As always, enjoy the games. Go Braves. 18-2. God, that's awful.